welcome collective. Thank you guys very much for joining me today. For all my Canadian watchers, my fellow Canucks, I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. For all my American watchers, I know that you guys still have Thanksgiving to come in November. I don't know, guys. I think we should celebrate American Thanksgiving as well. Any excuse to get my sister to make her cabbage rolls for another time in a row is all right with me. Let's go ahead and get started with your guys' read today. I want to thank you guys too for all of your support, all of your likes, your subscribes, your views, your comments. You guys are absolutely awesome. And your support of the channel is always appreciated, guys. It's funny. I got drawn to the crystal deck today. I don't use this deck very often, so I'm not sure why I got drawn to it today. So we'll pull a few out and we'll see what comes forward and then sort of work from there. So get out of your comfort zone. You're being encouraged to do something different. Detox your life. Lighten up. Loosen your grip. Seriously, I swear to God, that's what they're saying, guys. That's what they're saying. So I don't know what's going on. It seems like your routine has maybe got you a little bit, I don't want to necessarily say in a rut, but maybe you're sort of just, it almost feels like maybe going through the motions sometimes. This is kind of a good way to shake things up a bit, to try something new, step out of your comfort zone, maybe laugh a little bit more, because maybe you get so busy and you get so lost in your goals that it doesn't leave a whole lot of time for some fun stuff or things that feed your soul. So this might be a call to sort of do a little bit more of that. Because like I said, I don't feel like somebody's real like heavy and depressed, but I do feel like somebody's sort of in a pattern. This is like in a pattern. It's time to maybe break free a little bit. That doesn't mean you're going to like completely shake your life up or completely change it, but sometimes it's good to do something different. You got to be kind to yourself with pink opal here. Be kind to yourself. And that's part of what this is too, is taking time out for yourself, doing little things for yourself or things that you enjoy, making time for just like that me time, stepping away from stuff, stepping away from work, putting a cell phone down, unplugging, and just having some concentrated time for you. Doing something that you absolutely enjoy and feeds your soul. What is this one? Jade, be a bigger person. Interesting. I'm going to grab a couple more, and then we might get going with a different oracle deck to get a few wanting to pop out here. Speak your truth. Take pleasure in the things that you do. Absolutely take pleasure in the things that you do. Make sure you're making that space for yourself. And that kind of helps too, like with this speak your truth, be the bigger person. You might be dealing with a little bit of sort of interpersonal crap. Got somebody you got a little bit of a conflict with, or maybe somebody who you're just not enjoying being around, or they're kind of acting like a jerk off. It is good to take some space and some time from that too. I really unplug from it, because sometimes that stuff can really bother the crap out of you. Schedule yourself in. So just reiterating a bunch of the other cards and looking after yourself, that ocean jasper. Find your calm, blue lace agate. Find your calm. Find your balance. It might help you in dealing with this conflict with whoever this person is and sort of finding your voice, because maybe it's just you're not like sure what to say, or you're not sure how to say it. So maybe taking some time for yourself to just relax and chill out is going to help you to sort of organize your thoughts a little bit more, to get centered, get grounded, and figure out what you want to do about it. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. Definitely a need for some self-care here. Ground yourself. There's another one. Practice patience. And Moonstone. Live your purpose. Interesting, Moonstone. We're going to tuck you over here. Alrighty, so I am getting told to stop with these guys. I'm actually getting pulled to another oracle deck. So we'll see what comes forward here. Because like I said, I can feel you got something going on like interpersonal crap. That's maybe adding to your stresses of things that you otherwise got going on too. Live your purpose. Live your purpose. I don't know if this person's being super judgy about like sort of what you're doing in life or how you're living your life. And some of that might come out in the cards too. What does the collective need to hear about this situation? Can you bring more clarification, please? Receiving. Sacrifice. Outrageous openness and acceptance. I tell you, This receiving, I don't feel like this is like something coming to you. I don't feel like this is opportunity. I don't get that vibe from that card. The most distinct impression that I get from this receiving card is you with yourself, giving to yourself, giving back to yourself, allowing yourself to sort of relax, to not feed into whatever crap is going on with somebody else, and to put your needs first, taking this sort of this time out to get grounded, to get balance. Sacrifice. Yeah, I think you sacrifice it's like your time and your energy too much, too much. And it leaves you a little bit drained. I think this is why you're getting this call to make time for yourself and to make yourself a priority again and do these things for yourself. Outrageous openness, acceptance. That's funny because in this acceptance card, I actually do feel like spirit speaking to you, spirit trying to bring you a message. I think that's what's coming forward today. This is like you're being called to listen. You're being called to listen to what's coming forward here, to sort of putting some of this into practice, into looking after yourself, doing for yourself, invite help. Maybe you've been asking a little bit. Maybe you've been doing some praying. Maybe you've been asking your guides for a sign, for some help. What am I supposed to do in this situation? And I'm feeling worn out. What should I do? Can you give me guidance? Can you give me help? Can you give me strength? So I feel like somebody is just trying to like be strong through the whole thing. Like if I can just put my head down, just persevere through it. But the thing is like yes, in life, sometimes we gotta just do that. We just have to knuckle down and that's the way it is. But you need to make some time for yourself here because you're doing too much of that and it's giving too much of you and it's taking too much of your energy and you're not putting anything back in. You need to start putting anything back in. I will tell you too, I found it really interesting that the crystal cards called to me today. I know in one of our live reads we were talking about I enjoy rock hounding and things like that. And somebody was saying they were finding smoky quartz in their yard. If you are finding some sort of gemstone, if you live in an area where that's a thing and you're finding these things, you're stumbling across them, whether you're out looking for them or you're not, and they just pop up, you found it for a reason. Take it home and Google the meaning. Google the spiritual meaning of whatever that stone is, research it because you're supposed to have it and it's been put in your path. And that might be why we've been called to use these crystal cards today. You might be finding something around you, wherever you are, or you may have certain stones or being sort of like drawn to a certain one. Research the meaning. This might be something you want to carry around in your pocket for the next little while to sort of remind you of what the message is behind it, because you find it for a reason. It comes to you for a reason, and this might be part of this acceptance and your spirit guides bringing something forward and trying to speak to you today. Intuition. I feel like your intuition is getting a little bit blocked too. And it is because of all the stress. It is because of all the crap. Because I see this invite help. I see this sort of asking for guidance. Like I said, this praying, this reaching out to something spiritual for help, for strength, for messages. But it's like, I don't know if somebody feels like they're not getting anything back. It's because you got too much shit going on. You got too much on your plate. There's too much weighing heavy on you. So the message can't get through. And this is another reason you need to be able to detox and look after yourself. Take that me time and really block everything else out and find a way to tune into yourself because it will help you tap back into your intuition and you will be able to hear your guides more clearly as well. Right action. That right action. Time to find balance. It's time to come back into balance. Start taking action in a way that brings that back into your life where you're starting to look after yourself more. Deepening trust. Got a couple more here. And humility. I keep feeling like some of these tie into this crap that you're dealing with somebody else. I'm not sure where they fit yet, though. I'm going to have to grab some tarot cards to see what it's all about. But I feel like they fit into this be the bigger person, speak your truth, this humility thing. I don't know what it's all about. I don't know what you've been dealing with. We're going to grab some tarot cards. We're going to try and get some clarity on that and clarity on what the message is behind it. I feel like someone's trying to give you guidance in this situation. But like I said, your intuition is being blocked right now, because you're not making that space and time for yourself to get grounded and get centered and balanced. And sort of everything else has become a little bit too overwhelming right now. Love, love. I keep feeling like it's time to love yourself again. It's time to give back to yourself. Show yourself a little bit of love. What tarot deck spirit belongs to this read? That one? Okay. I like this one. So that works for me. It's a good deck. Let's see what we got. So, Spirit, can you please clarify the message coming forward for the collective today? So the Hangman. I love this Hangman in this deck. You can see that little mouse clinging to the dandelion in the storm. So he knows he should be seeking shelter, but he's too afraid to let go of what he has to go seek what he needs. I feel like you're just like, it's what it's like. It's kind of like hanging on. You're kind of like hanging on, like, I got to endure. I got to endure. No, release that. Don't be afraid to release that attitude and to go seek what you need. And what you need is time and space for yourself. Time to relax, time to make yourself a priority again. Two of Cups, there's that relationship that we're dealing with here. Yeah, I just feel like it's really one-sided, whatever that relationship is. Like you're always having to compromise or you're always having to give in with something. Like this is why it's like feeling like you're not speaking your truth, not speaking your truth. You know what? Even not be the bigger person ties into being assertive too. So not allowing somebody to walk all over you. And you don't have to say it. And maybe that's where humility fits in too. You don't have to say it in an aggressive way. You know, you don't have to come forward and just be shooting flames out of your mouth, hammering this person back to speak your truth. You can say it in a calm way. You can speak this truth in a calm way. We have the Five of Cups, and I definitely feel a call in this card to release the worries here. So I feel worry over this situation with this other person. There might be other heavy worries that are going on too, but this is sort of multiplying or adding to it where you don't need. I feel like this releasing worries. And a lot of times the Five of Cups is about the past. You know, that happened in the past and you're kind of worrying about it or dwelling on it. I don't feel that. I feel like this is more for the future. Like worrying what will happen if I say something, if I speak a truth, if I do this, if I do that, that this is kind of where it's coming from. That's where the worry is coming from. And it's like this need to release the worry of what somebody might or might not do or say or feel if I speak my truth. Because it's important for me at this point. It's like not speaking my truth is costing me too much. Right? It's costing you too much right now. Emotionally, it's wearing you right the hell out. The cost is too high and it's time to give back to yourself. So release that piece of worry and be okay with saying what you feel. The Three of Wands. And in the Three of Wands, I see a new journey forward. I see that it's time to sort of change the dynamic here. And I don't feel like it just speaks to this relationship. This might have happened in other situations too, maybe in other relationships with other people, even in the workplace. Hell, this could even be in the workplace too. It's like it's time to start a new chapter because doing things like this absolutely drains you and takes away from you. And now you have sort of this more depleted feeling and your intuition is blocked. And it's like now you're having to get back to yourself, right? You're having to refill your cup. And it's like it's time to change this pattern so that you're not having to necessarily refill your cup because it's not getting emptied, right? You're always giving to yourself and you're not allowing it to get emptied to go into other people's cups. Because I feel like this is too much of giving from your cup into somebody else's. Yes, we have to compromise. Yes, we have to give in life. But this situation feels a lot different than just regular give and take. This is somebody else is always getting their way. And you're having to compromise more and more and more, and it's bothering the shit out of you, and it's wearing you down. Big time. Ten of Cups. And this Ten of Cups is kind of like your abundance in the home life. I heard another reader call it the happily ever after card, which is a good way of looking at it too. But in this card, I feel peace and harmony and balance. And this needs to be your goal. That needs to be your goal for yourself. And part of your goal is releasing that worry, like the Hangman card, releasing that worry and being able to just say what you need to say. You don't have to say it in a cruel way. You don't have to say it in a big, loud, looking for an argument way, but it's important to speak your truth. And it's important to hold your ground in a situation too. Because like I said, like, yes, I understand compromise and that's a piece of life and we just have to deal with it sometimes, but this is too much. The cost is too high for you now. This is taking too much away and it's time for a change is what the cards are saying. Knight of Wands. And the Page of Cups. That's funny because when I look at the Page of Cups, I get pulled back to the humility card. 7 of Wands. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with standing up for your ideals, but I keep feeling like you don't have to do it in a really aggressive way. You don't have to do it in a big, loud, cruel way, and you don't have to wave your arms about, and you don't have to swear or whatever. It's just simply speaking your truth. And there's nothing wrong with simply speaking your truth. Absolutely no. I think you're worried about what this other person's going to do. I keep getting pulled back to the Knight of Wands. And he can sometimes represent somebody who's a little bit impulsive, who follows their passion. Maybe this other person has a bit of a temper, and perhaps that's why you've been giving so much, because you just don't want to deal with a fight. But the cost is too high now, and you're not responsible for other people's feelings or how they react. That's their baggage. That's their path. That's their own BS to sort out for themselves. That's not your problem. Don't own other people's crap. Like, you got enough on your plate right now. You got enough that you're dealing with, and it's important for you to look after you. That person has to deal with their own self. You know, that 7 of Wands, don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to stand up for your ideals. Don't be afraid to say what you need to say. And like it keeps coming back in here. You can say it in a kind way. You don't have to be cruel about it, but it's important for you to say it. And it's important for you to stick to your guns and whatever this is. The 8 of Pentacles. I feel like this is a lesson for you to learn. And it's learning not to take on the burden of others. You know, as learning not to take that on, like, other people's crap is not yours. It's not. That doesn't belong to you. Other people's reactions and worrying about other people's reactions, that's a burden that you don't need to take on either. You can't control other people, what they think, what they feel, what they do. That's all on them. That's all on them. So don't take it on and deplete yourself because you're worried about what so-and-so is going to say, or if they're going to pitch a fit or whatever it is they're going to do. They can go have their hissy somewhere else. That's not your problem. You don't have to deal with anybody's hissies. The Fool card. The Fool card. I just feel like you're somebody who doesn't like to rock the boat a lot too. Like, you don't want to deal with a whole lot of conflict. I keep feeling in this Fool card, like, you just want peace. You just want to live in peace. You want some harmony. You don't want crap. You don't want to deal with stress on a daily basis. I get that. I get that. I'm somebody who feels that too. I don't like scrapping or arguing with people. But I feel like there comes a time where you have to be able to speak your truth. And sometimes there's a possibility that someone ain't going to like it or somebody's going to react poorly. But again, that's not your problem. That's not your problem. You can't give so much of yourself that you lose yourself hoping somebody doesn't have a hiss. They got to figure their own hiss out. That's their own baggage. That's their own journey. If they don't like it, then they got to find somewhere else to be or someone else to argue with. The 8 of Wands, communication. It's important for you to be able to communicate these kinds of things for yourself. Even in the 6 of Wands, I see standing up for yourself. See, giving yourself that recognition and reward by not compromising too much. By not compromising too much, because that's a lot of what's going on here. I compromise because I don't want to deal with somebody's crap. I know they're going to have a shit fit. Let them have a shit fit. Let them have a shit fit. It's important for you to set these boundaries for yourself to create this healthy space for yourself so that you're not feeling depleted and forever trying to refill your cup. Yeah, the 5 of Swords. Because you know what, too? It's interesting I got this 5 of Swords here. I feel a lot of fear in this. I keep getting told, like, perception, too, and being made to feel like the way I look at something is what's causing the fear. And it might be this person that you're dealing with, too. They may react poorly, but I almost wonder if they won't sit and think about shit after a while and sort of come around. This person might not be a total write-off, but your fear of sort of this situation and how it's going to play out is sort of keeping this dynamic the way that it is. If you're wanting a different dynamic, you're going to have to be the one that drives change in whatever this is. And it is going to be standing up for yourself. Don't let fear of their reaction hold you back. So can you tell me more, Spirit? What else does the collective need to hear about the situation? What's the message that needs to come through? Because their intuition's being blocked here. The Hermit. It's funny because in this Hermit card, I actually feel a lot of peace too. I know it usually tends to represent introspection, sort of spending time by yourself. I can see him taking that little walk. You can see all the fireflies around him. I feel a lot of peace there. This is taking time for yourself. This is taking time to get back to yourself and get grounded again. I think you'll hear a message from your guides. If you can take this bit of time for yourself, like how many of these bloody cards are encouraging you to do, and do whatever that thing is that helps to fill up your cup and relax you and get you feeling centered. I keep getting the impression that you're going to get a message. There's going to be some sort of a message that comes through from your guides once you get yourself grounded. The Queen of Cups. Yeah, it's time to fill your cup back up. It's time to start looking after your own emotional needs. You're giving too much of your emotional self to whoever this other person is and whatever the conflict is happening in that. The Ten of Pentacles. And it could possibly be a family situation. But I also feel legacy in this Ten of Pentacles card. Legacy. And that's why we had the Three of Wands too. And this new journey forward. And this sense of it's time to change things. It's time to change the way things are going. It's time to change this legacy of behavior or this pattern of behavior. Right? This being afraid of other people's reactions. So I'm giving too much of myself. It's time for a shift now. Time to start a fresh new legacy of being assertive, of looking after your own emotional needs and making sure that those are met and that you're not afraid to speak your truth. Like I said, I keep getting pulled back to it because I don't know if you feel like being assertive or speaking your truth has to be done in like a real aggressive and biting kind of way. Or that's how you've always seen other people do it, and that's really not your style and that's really not who you are. You can be kind about speaking your truth. You absolutely can be kind about being assertive. You don't have to say it in a negative, hurtful way. You don't. You can just say it, and this is how I feel. This is how I feel when all of this happens with the way the situation is going. I don't like this. This drains me, and I'm not doing this anymore. This is not something I'm willing to compromise anymore. And if we're going to have a relationship or whatever this dynamic is, and we're going to be spending time together or working together, this needs to change. And I need from you, maybe it's, respect or listening to what it is I have to say. You need to be more open to compromising so that I get more of what I want. Otherwise, I will step away from this dynamic because this dynamic is becoming toxic to me. So you don't have to say it in a nasty, negative way. You don't have to beat somebody down with your truth. Absolutely not at all. You can say it in a kind way if that's kind of who you are. If you're a softer energy, there is nothing wrong with that. But it is important that you find your voice, like that Seven of Wands, and stand up for yourself and stand up for your ideals and stand up for your needs. Because this is too much. Like I said, the cost is too high here. And keeping the peace or whatever this is, the cost is just becoming too high. It's creating too much draining energy in other pieces of your life. Yeah, there's that Two of Swords, not sure what to do about it. I also feel asking for guidance in this card, but not being able to hear the guidance from your guides, because I think they want to get the message through, which is why they've come to tarot, but your intuition is just being blocked right now. The Knight of Swords. Even in the Knight of Swords, I see like trying to bring this truth to you, trying to bring you this truth. I also feel that fear of speaking your truth in this card too, because of perhaps a tower that might come along. But again, you can't control what other people do. That's up to them how they react to it. It is. And this Empress energy, this is about healing. It's about personal growth. She's a very soft energy. She brings abundance. This is the energy you're being called to heal yourself, to give back to yourself, to learn this lesson for yourself, not to take on the burdens of others or create burdens out of worry for fear of how others are going to react or think or feel. It's this becoming a higher form of yourself, but still staying in that soft energy. Because I think I keep feeling from all the cards that speak to you and where you're at, that you just are a softer energy. You're a softer, kinder energy. You don't like conflict. You don't like to be arguing with people all the time. You just want peace. You want harmony. You want balance. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just important for you to be able to speak your truth too. It's important for you to give back to yourself. That Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is that wish fulfillment, but I see a lot of peace in this too. Like she's getting what she wants. Whoever this figure is getting what they want, the little squirrel, and they're finally able to rest and find peace because they've achieved what they wanted. And that's the thing too, and maybe that's part of this Eight of Pentacles lesson, is that you will not be able to get what you want from any given situation if you never ask for it. And it's funny because I kept feeling in that Five of Swords that maybe you're afraid of something that's not going to play out the way that you think it will. Or maybe it'll surprise you. Whatever this energy is who you're speaking to, they might surprise you. The Ace of Pentacles, the golden opportunity for a new beginning. A new beginning that brings abundance. We have the King of Cups here too. So this King of Cups might be who you're dealing with. And this might be somebody who's a little bit more capable of personal growth than you give them credit for. It may take them time. They may have to sort of move away and sit and stew on it for a while and mull things over. He can be a little bit broody, that King of Cups. He can also be emotional though too. I have the Lover's card and the Three of Swords. It's funny, I feel complete opposites in these two cards. I feel like could go one way, could go the other way. Go the other way. I feel like this is part of your worry too. You don't want it to be the Three of Swords. You want to have more of this peace and harmony like the Lover's card, right? It's that balance between two energies. You want to have that balance. You want to have that happiness between two energies. You're not looking for the Three of Swords. You're not looking for heartache. You're not looking for tears. You're not looking for any of that. But you can't control what this King of Cups does, thinks, or feels. You can't. At the end of the day, the most important thing that I see in these cards is that you need to start giving back to yourself, because this dynamic is just completely draining you. This is not healthy for you. It's taken too much out of your life, and it's like you're forever having this empty cup that you can't quite fill up because you're just giving too much, and not saying what you need to say. I see it's time to speak your truth. This is an important lesson for you to learn on your Empress path and sort of ascending, becoming a higher form of yourself, but also finding balance, calm, and happiness in your life too. This is going to help to bring balance. I keep getting that you can't attain what you're looking for in life if you don't ask for it first. That's like you're guaranteed to not get it if you don't say anything. At least if you say something, there's a chance of getting it. The Four of Swords. Healing. It'll be healing for you too. It will be cleansing and healing for you to finally speak your truth. And this is what I was feeling. It was funny because I was feeling it in these crystal oracle cards to begin with, that like perhaps you haven't even organized these thoughts into words yet. Like, the feelings, the emotions are there, but maybe you wouldn't even know how to go about saying your truth because you haven't really organized it in your mind. And that might be why you're getting this call to sort of take a bit of a time out for yourself and to get centered, so that you can really figure out exactly how it is you feel and put it into words so you can communicate it to somebody else. Because first we have to communicate it to ourselves. I see that as funny. I see it in the Seven of Swords too, figuring it out, being able to figure it out. Justice. See, you just want balance. You want even give and take. You got the Justice card there. And I don't know if you can see all the rocks at the bottom. They're actually like little scales. They're all kind of balanced. They're balanced. It is about balance in here. Finding that balance in a relationship, finding that balance within yourself, not being afraid to speak the truth that needs to be heard. The Wheel of Fortune. That's interesting. That would come forward too. The Wheel of Fortune. That's why I'm feeling like this is something where you can drive a lot of change in your life, and why it's like such a new transformation, such a new journey. We're starting a new chapter and a new legacy of behavior, like a turning point for you. It's a turning point for you. It's turning your own wheel of fortune. That's really interesting. I feel like this is going to change some dynamics in your life, and it may change the dynamic between you and whoever this King of Cups card represents. King of Cups can sometimes be water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. I don't know. I feel like it's more than that. I keep feeling like this is going to be ripple effects. in all other aspects of your life. And that's another reason you're being encouraged to do it, because it's going to bring a lot of other changes as well coming forward. Like I said, I keep getting this vibe that if you can take this time out for yourself and do, I don't know if it's meditation, whatever it is that you find meditative and helps you clear your mind and get grounded and focus inward and find balance. I keep feeling like as soon as I can get to that point, it's like I'm hearing somebody speak to me. It's like you're going to hear your guides. You're going to hear the message that's trying to come through, and your deep knowing and your intuition is going to take over, and you'll be like, okay, that's what I need to do. Like, you're just going to know. You're just going to know, because right now there's too much going on to tap into that right now. Your guides can't get through, which is why they came to the cards today, to make sure that you get this message, because it's an important message. It's very important to give back to yourself, to not compromise too much of yourself in any relationship, whether it's, romance, family, friends, coworkers, boss, like in a workplace dynamic, whatever it is, you still need to have that balance. Otherwise, the cost becomes too high. The cost of compromising is too high, and you're just forever drained. So it was important for this message to come forward to you today. And I hope very much that this message made it to who needed to hear it. All right, guys, have a great day.